Hi everyone, thanks for coming out. My name is Erin Anastasia. I just put this out literally like last month, and this has been something I've been working on for like 2 years now, and to have it physically here, to know that people are reading it, and it's just a wild thing, and I'm really proud of it. It's composed of mental health stuff. Mental health is something that's very important to me, and Mapless kind of speaks to that. Is there is no map in life. You don't get a set road out ahead of you, and life doesn't care where you are or what you're doing. The universe just doesn't give a shit, and you just have to be okay with that. And that's something I'm learning recently, is just to be okay with it, to be okay with being lost. So let's do some poetry. This one is titled Evelyn. It's about Evelyn McHale, who in 1947 jumped off the Empire State Building. And hers is a classic tale of the media taking a story of suicide and making it something romantic, making it something beautiful. And that's a very dangerous thing to do, because when you make something beautiful, people are attracted to it. So I wrote this poem as a response to that and the history of over-romanticization of suicide and mental illness in general. 1947, New York City. Evelyn McHale jumps from the 86th floor of the Empire State Building and lands on the roof of a limousine below. The sound of her bones making impact with metal sends a photography student to the scene. Snap. Despite the fall, she remains intact. Snap. Shiny black metal folds around her body like silk sheets. Snap. White gloves, pearls, and crossed ankles. She could so easily be asleep. Snap. The next morning, her face graces a full page of the New York Times. This photo will be christened the most beautiful suicide, as if lives cut short should ever be ranked and by beauty. Present day, New York City. I do not turn to the New York Times for a beautiful tragedy, but instead Facebook or Twitter or Tumblr. Scroll. A girl with good hair shows off her artfully running mascara. The words tragic and beauty do not belong in the same phrasing. Yet we keep pairing them together like two young star-crossed lovers, neither of which deserve to die. Hey Bill, why'd they have to die? Hey Ernest, why'd you have to die? Hey Kurt, hey Robin, hey Sylvia, why'd you have to die? They say your genius led you to it. Were your eyes just more open than ours? What did you see? Did you see Evelyn fall? Did you see how fast she went? Not like a shooting star streaking across windows either, but like a body falling off a building, because that's what happened. And though she was found intact, she was so broken. Standing on that ledge, looking down, most likely not thinking about how pretty she would look on the ground. Thank you.
So I have a couple questions.
Oh my god, I've never been interviewed like this.
First time interviewee. Yes!
When you have a platform, it's not just like a bunch of people hear me and that's it. A bunch of people message you and email you and look up to you and take what you say to heart and apply it to their lives. So as someone with like even the tiny bit of following, I feel a responsibility to share whatever I know, share whatever I've learned with them. And I think, yeah, anyone with a platform of any sort, if you care about something, just talk about it, even if it's not relevant. Like if you like have a surfboard company and you don't think mental health or like diabetes or that form of cancer that's rare is relevant, but you care about it, like you can apply it anywhere. If you have a platform, definitely use it for good, for sure. This book has been in my head for like 2 years now. And most of the work is over the past 2 years, actually half of it, and then the other half is new shit. So it's a good mix. I didn't want to put out a book unless I could profit off of it, and that sounds pretty shitty, but also being broke is shitty. So I wanted to wait until I knew I could, because I put money into this. I paid an artist for the cover art and the art in it. I paid an editor to edit the essays. There are 3 essays in this book. I didn't want to put out a book until it was good quality, and to make a good quality book you have to invest a little bit in it. So I wanted to wait until I could rationalize putting all the money dumped into it to sell it. So that's my answer. Money. A lot of poets will go to poetry slams, go to open mics, and feel like they don't belong because they don't sound like that. And that's something I struggled with when I first got into like the slam community, was I don't have a slam voice. I don't talk about the things that all these poets that are winning are talking about. I went to nationals 2 times at the National Poetry Slam, 1 time at WAUPS, and the kind of poems I was writing, it wasn't getting good scores. I was throwing humor into poems. In really dark poems, I was just throwing jokes in there, like things that people weren't doing. But I realized like I have to stay true to myself. So I feel like that's kind of my niche, is just like quirky and sad. So that's where I found myself, and I feel like this is where I belong. I feel like I definitely have come into my voice, and I'm pretty comfortable in it now.
Thanks, Erin.
Thank you so much for the question.